Welcome to The Soul Space, the podcast that inspires you to discover your truth, ignite your passion, and align your life with the power of who you really are. I'm Georgia Rose, psychic astrologer. I share the cosmic roadmap that guided me through astrology, tarot, and inner knowing into authentic living. I'm here to help you decode your soul's cosmic story, reconnect with your passion, and create the life you are meant to live. It all starts within, and it all starts now in the soul space. Hey everybody, it's Georgia Rose and I'm in the soul space. Must be Monday at 7 o'clock. So welcome. I am Georgia Rose, your psychic astrologer, and this is the show where we get in touch with our soul space. Sometimes we do astrology, and sometimes we do tarot, and sometimes we just talk about spiritual stuff. So welcome. I hope you'll join my YouTube channel where you will find over 200 videos about life, astrology, and tarot. So tonight I'm going to do some live tarot readings on air. I'm going to do tarot for all of the signs of the zodiac. We'll separate them into the elements. But before I do that, you guys know I absolutely love to do astrology. So we're going to do a little bit of that. But we always begin every show with a little bit of comedy because, you know, we all take ourselves way too seriously. So here is your weekly Cosmic Comedy. It's time for Cosmic Comedy, where Mercury retrograde is the main character, the lunations are loony, and the stars are a punchline.
Yeah, I just lost my job.
Oh, boo-hoo. You're a Capricorn. You'll figure it out. What sign is your moon and your rising in? Oh, that makes sense. It's because your rising is in Gemini. Two-faced.
Ooh, what is that?
Huh? This is energy cleansing. Did you see the full moon last night? You know it was a blood moon, right? What time were you born again?
11:52 p.m.
Oh, you're a nighttime baby.
What are you doing?
I'm cleansing everywhere I walk. Where'd you say you were moving again?
To California.
Oh, that place went downhill. The energy and the vibes, bad. I don't advise it. I forgot to ask you, what is your sign again?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I'm back. So I just thought that was really funny because some people tell me that my friends always say, oh, she's going left again whenever I start talking about astrology. So then there are others who really love it. Sometimes I go into my regular earthbound office and they say, did you bring your cards today? So I must be doing something right. So I'm going to tell you about the astrology of April. There's going to be a longer video on my YouTube channel if you want to listen to that. But for now, I just want to go into a very little bit of what's going on because it's really important. And I know that you guys are watching the energy and it is with a capital C, crazy out there. So we talked on the last show about how we will have 8 planets in Aries by the end of this month. We have Mars and Mercury still yet to go in, but they're going in a couple of days. And that Aries energy is fire in the sky. It is aggressive and impulsive and assertive. And it's like March was the slow burn, and now we're in the wildfire. And we're going to be in this energy for several weeks. This is pure, unadulterated fire. Like we've never had this many planets in Aries energy. And on the 17th, we're going to have a new moon in Aries. So you definitely want to get in their YouTube channel over there in Zakuta and watch that video because I'm going to be telling you all the stuff about that energy. But for right now, what I want to say before I go into cards is we've got all this fire and this impulsive energy. And it's really, really important for us right now to make sure that we are staying in a place of groundedness, presence, because we can really be impulsive. And especially with Mercury going in there and Mars going in that area of the sky, wherever that is for you in your chart, it's really heating up. And Mars and Mercury are like the gasoline on the fireworks because Mercury is our communication. So in an energy like this, you will be very impulsive about your communications. You can say something you've been holding back for a really long time. You can, say the wrong thing. You can, say something that you are really going to regret. So in this energy, you really want to make sure that you are doing some kind of everyday groundedness, if that's walking by the water or the forest or just putting your feet on the ground, you really want to do that because with this much fire and energy in the sky, anything can happen and you don't want it to happen to you. So April 5th was yesterday, and the sun squared Jupiter on April 5th, which meant a huge push for expansion. And it feels good. We have energy. We're doing new things. We're stepping into places we didn't ever step into before. We have all this new emerging energy. But there's also a compulsion in the air for us to do too much. This can be a month where we're setting ourselves up for really overdoing, overindulging, overspending, overfeeling, over everything. And so, again, stay in something that grounds you, say in some kind of a practice. So, over the next few days, the pace is really going to pick up. This can be too much too fast. Now, we're seeing a lot of things in the globe do this, right? We're seeing, even the leader of our country, I live in the United States, it seems like, he's so aggressive right now. And other countries as well, we're seeing that. That's that Aries fire. It's heating everything up. We're like in a pressure cooker right now. So you want to really make sure that whatever you're using this energy for expansion in your life, that you are not going too far, that you're not, going into fantasy or thinking that you are much better at something than you actually are, or making a goal that's so lofty it's not really doable. You want to make sure that you're really staying in an energy where you're concentrating the flame, you're working with the fire in a way that really gives you production. Because I'm telling you, this can be destruction or construction. And you really want to make sure that you are using this energy for construction, because this can be a very destructive energy. Mars, which rules Aries, is the god of war. All right. We've got Saturn, we've got Neptune. We're going to have Mars and Mercury in Aries by the end of the month. We've got Chiron there. We've got the asteroid Eris in Aries, which is the goddess of discord. We've got Venus, which is now in Taurus. This is all energy that's just heating up and heating up. So you really want to be understanding of where the deep change needs to take place in your life and where you need to give that motivation and assertion without going over the deep end and becoming impulsive and putting fuel on the fire. So the other thing that I want to talk about before I go to cards and in the tarot is the April 17th new moon. I touched on that briefly in last week's show. I'm going to do a longer video about it on the Zenkuda YouTube channel. But that's a new moon in Aries. So it adds to the Aries energy. We've already got the sun there. Now the moon comes in, touches the sun, and you got your new moon. This is a seeding moment. This is a massive imprint for what's coming next. Now, the Libra full moon on the 2nd that we already had, the beginning of the month, that set the tone of the month. So whatever was happening for you around that time set the whole tone for this energy this month and beyond. Now on the 17th, we have this really heated up, potent new moon in Aries, and it's a seeding moment. So make sure whatever intentions you set and whatever energy you're going into during that time, that it's really something long-term for you that is foundational in love, in expansion, in compassion, really moving your life forward to your full potential. Because this energy can also be a seed moment for destruction. Going too far, saying something you shouldn't have said, taking an action that's really going to have repercussions for a very long time. We want to push as hard as we can in this energy. But around the 17th, after that new moon, let's say a few days before and a few days after, from April 12th to the 17th, Mars conjuncts Neptune. Neptune is a planet that's very emotional. It makes it hard to control our emotion because it dissolves boundaries. So when all this fire energy and Mars, the ruler of all this fire energy, comes in contact with Neptune around the 12th to 17th, it's going to be very, very hard for us not to be impulsive and not to push as hard as we can. But I'm telling you, you want to temper yourself. Very, very important. This is super karmic. This is, things that have been brewing and working up for a very long time. So make sure that you're really allowing yourself to be slow and steady and strategic, because we all know the old myth of the tortoise and the hare, slow and steady will win the race. That energy that comes in from that new moon on the 17th, on the 19th, Mars then meets Saturn. And this is when we have to apply the brakes. It's like the brakes meet gas. It's like all of a sudden, we better hit the brake because we're going to hit the wall. You got to hit the brakes, pump those brakes, or you're going to have a crash. because there's so much fire energy propelling us forward. We can't contain it. It's burning out of control. We're going to try our hardest not to be impulsive, but this is when you do the reality check. Day after that new moon, the 18th, the 19th, when Mars hits Saturn. Saturn is our limitations. It's the brake. The brakes in the car. Mars is the gas. All that Aryan energy is the gas. It's the fuel. It's the fire. It's the fuse. So when we start to see Mars meeting Neptune, Mars meeting Saturn, right after that new moon in Aries, that's when you want to make sure that you are checking yourself, because you're going to have a reality check. That is when we are all going to have clarity about any ill-informed choices that we have made. And there's going to be consequences. So for the next week or so, next few days, make sure that you are tempering yourself and that anything that you take on is really steeped in love, steeped in all the energy that we need to move ourselves forward to a beautiful future. This isn't about keeping score, fighting back, finally, making something, tit for tat. This is about the rest of our lives. There's a big shift. These shifts are going to go on for the next few months, way past, I'd say they culminate again in July, and then way past that till the end of the year. So what I'm going to say to you is, while we're traveling down this highway at 180 miles an hour, make sure that you're watching the speed limit signs. Because if we go too fast and go too far, it's all going to come back. It's all going to not end well. So now towards the end of the month on the 23rd, Venus then conjuncts Uranus. Venus is the planet of everything we love, we desire, we want. Uranus is sudden, shocking change. When Venus and Uranus come together, they're ending a cycle in Taurus where Uranus has been for 7 years and going into Gemini for the next 7 years. This is a cycle ending. With Venus and Uranus coming together, when they go into Gemini, this is about a moment in time that gives us all clarity that there's no going back. There is no more future. There's no more past. There is only future. There's no going back. When Venus conjunct Mars, I'm misspeaking. When Venus conjuncts Uranus at the 29th final degree of Taurus, and they both go into Gemini together, it's an air sign. It's refreshing. It's flight. It's our desires, the things that are really meaningful to us, meeting sudden, shocking awakening and change. It's a pivotal moment, the end of a 7-year, steadfast, heavy energy, and the beginning of a refreshing, light, flight kind of energy. This is where we're ready for movement. We want to move forward. Everything is starting to move forward. We crave movement. But again, we still have all those planets in Aries, so don't go too fast, too far, too much. Slow and steady wins the race. And I'll go deeper into the astrology on the videos on YouTube, on Zenkuda. You can also follow me on Facebook on Zenkuda Soul Space and on Instagram at Zenkuda Official. So I'm going to do some tarot. Tonight I am using the Rider-Waite Classic Tarot cards. I have Cheryl on, I have Sarah on. If you want to say hi, I'll pull a card for you if you want to say hi. Or just tell me anything. I don't know tell me how you're feeling about this energy, guys. I've got a few people on. I know some people are just shy. So I'm using the Rider-Waite, which is the classic tarot cards. I've read tarot for a good 20 years. I'm a third-generation tarot reader. My grandfather read tarot in Italy in the turn of the century, known as Tarocchi. And I'm also going to be using the soul cards for my confirmation of the readings tonight. These soul cards are beautiful cards. I bought them several years ago. They are only pictures. They don't have any explanations or books with them. It's really an intuitive card, an oracle card, where you just are looking at the pictures in order to get psychic hits. So first group of cards I'm going to do tonight, and this reading is for April, our April tarot readings, what's going to happen for our air signs in April. And air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I know a lot of people think Aquarius is a water sign. It's not. It's the water bringer. It's air. Air signs are usually people who are very in their heads. They are very intellectual, analytical type of people. So this first reading is for my air signs out there, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So let's see what we have for you for April astrology and April tarot. My beautiful air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquariuses. I feel like somebody out there just recently lost a maternal figure. Could be a mom, aunt, someone, but I'm definitely picking up an energy already. Sarah, I will pick a card for you. I'm sorry that you are stressed. I know this is a stressful time for many of us. Yes, Cheryl, as a Gemini, you will, because with Uranus moving into your sign for the next 7 years, Cheryl, you're going to have a lot of optimism, a lot of awakening. Some of it may be sudden and a little bit shocking, but it's usually a time when you may not understand the change, but then when it comes, you have such clarity and you're so glad that it happened. So we're going to see what our air signs say. And also it depends on what house it's in for you, Cheryl. Okay, so the first card I'm going to pick is the Judgment card. Now, in tarot, the Judgment card, I'm going to put this over here. In tarot, the Judgment card does not mean judgment. And when I like to read on the show, of course, when you come to me for a tarot reading, I don't go so much into the history and the explanation of the card. I just tell you what I'm seeing. But for purposes of the channel, I like to just talk about tarot a little bit because I know there's a lot of you out there that want to read tarot or maybe studying tarot. So the Judgment card in tarot doesn't mean a literal judgment. If you look at the card, it depicts a child and people coming out of a grave. You see almost like a red cross above them. And then you see an angel blowing a trumpet. That is symbolic of the Archangel Gabriel. So the card of Judgment is actually a card about receiving clear messages. It's a card about clarity. Its symbolism means that you are receiving messages sometimes from a divine figure or whatever you believe is your higher power. And so usually when I see this card in a spread in the tarot, it means that you're going to be receiving a message and that you also have some new energy coming in. The next card that I've got is the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands is a card of movement. And remember, we just said when we were reading the astrology how we're really going to feel like we need to move. This is a very restless energy in the world right now with this many planets in Aries. Very restless energy. So this Five of Wands next to the Judgment card tells me that you have some new energy coming in, my air signs, and that it is absolutely going to come in quickly and not shockingly, but just something that maybe you haven't been expecting. And the Judgment card also next to this card shows me that it's a rebirth energy. It's newness in it. The next card that I get is the Queen of Pentacles, and I'm seeing her in reverse when I pick her out of the deck. So when a card is in reverse, it either means that it hasn't happened yet or it's in the past. So for me, this card is showing me that it hasn't happened yet. This is also a very maternal card. The Queen of Pentacles is usually a feminine identification and someone who identifies in the feminine way. She's usually someone who is extremely earthy, could be an earth sign in the zodiac, but a mother kind of image, but also somebody who may be in business. So when I read this spread, all three cards together, for me, what it's going to figure on is the air signs today, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, have an energy coming in that's new. It's very symbolic of rebirth. It's going to be something that was not easy at first because you see the Wand card in the middle has a lot of competition, competitive type of energy. But this Pentacle card here means that someone's watching over you. I started to get, when I first started to read, someone who just lost like a maternal figure or some kind of a mom, aunt, godmother, or some kind of an energy like that. And if, this is a general reading for all air signs, but I will say if that applies to anyone out there, it's because this change that's coming and this new rebirth energy that's coming in, this energy from the other side is acting as a protectant for you. And then the next card I got, because this is the grief card. So it's someone who just recently lost a loved one, someone who was like a mother, somebody who was in their sphere as a mother figure. And you're grieving that loss, but that person is in protecting you. And you will have a rebirth and a new energy. I just got psychically that for this person that's coming in very strongly, whoever this resonates for out there, there's an animal coming into your life. It could be a dog or a cat, but somehow it's associated with this energy of this person, like in a protective way. I'm not insinuating certainly that this person is the animal, certainly not. But I'm just saying that there's something in your life coming through that's a very protective, very caring type of energy. And there's an animal that comes through that embodies the energy of this feminine person who crossed over. And then I'm going to give one more card for the general reading. I'm getting this card, which is the Two of Swords. Two of Swords in the tarot is someone who is not seeing something clearly. And this could be because my air signs, there's some grief that I'm feeling for you, and you're not seeing your way past the grief. There's an energy that comes in for this one particular person. I'm feeling it as an animal, but it could be any kind of energy, generally speaking, for all of my air signs out there. Grieving something, grieving a maternal figure. This is the month where you do that. You're having a hard time coming out of the energy, like the Two of Swords is showing me. However, you do come out of the energy. This grief is going to be in the past, this grieving. And I know I said that was the last card. I'm going to put one more card. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune. They were telling me to do that because this is balance. Everything comes together. Just give it some time and realize that you can see beyond the grief. It's like there's a mountain in front of you and you can only see this mountain. You've got to look past it, my air signs, because whatever is this big obstacle in your way, the obstacles are going to dissolve around the time when Neptune meets Mars, which is around after the new moon in the 17th, like the 19th, 20th, you're going to start to feel lighter. This is really a grief. I feel like the grief is stuck in the chest or throat area for a lot of my air signs. Also on the 25th, when Uranus goes into Gemini, air signs are going to feel lighter, but you have a heaviness about you right now. This is definitely a grieving past. It could even be someone who didn't even recently pass, but passed a long time ago, and all of a sudden the grief is washing in. Rest assured that that energy is with you and will always be with you. Love transcends. It never dies. Energy never dies. It just transforms. So everyone is always with us. I'm going to read the comments in a minute. And I just want to confirm this air sign reading with a card. And that energy of grief is coming in very strong. So my air signs, if you're feeling a little grief about something or a loss about something or disappointment, it will ease up this month. You do have new energy coming in that is really good new energy that'll balance you. All right. So, okay. So I got on my soul cards, I have a card that is very representative of me, of the Tree of Life. And the Tree of Life, or putting down roots. So there is stability coming in. And you can see this card has the woman, the female, and the tree is actually like attached to her arms. So this for me is really Tree of Life. So this definitely is confirmation that there's a lot of air signs out there who are grieving someone who is, you know, an ancestor, relative, something. And I feel it's feminine, especially because this card is confirming that for me. So what I want to tell you is this is very symbolic of the cycle of life. If you look at this, you know, nothing ever really dies. It just transforms. I don't even refer to death as death. I always say they transitioned because I know they're in paradise. So this is a card where really you can take your optimism and realize that there's always growth, even when things seem like they are not growing, they are. All right, so take that with you. And for my air signs, things will get lighter this month. So in the comments, hi Cheryl, hi Sarah. Cheryl says she feels promising. That's really good. She's a Gemini, which is an air sign. That's good. You're already receiving that lightning. And she said her aunt died 3 weeks ago. Oh, that's right. I remember that now that you're telling me that. I remember I saw you. And I'm going to pull cards now for... So Cheryl, consider those air sign reading yours because that was coming in really strong for me. Hi, Trisha. I'm going to call you after the show. And yeah, wow. I feel like there's a lightness, though, coming in for my air signs. So just stick with that. Whatever grief you're holding, even if it isn't for a past loved one or a person, you know, grieving a past life or grieving something in the past, it's definitely lightening up. So next up is my earth signs. This is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Now you guys are seeing me shuffle, and it always happens on the show. We pick the same cards because I'm usually reading for like almost like the astrology for the month, and it just comes up the same a lot of times. It's the energy. And there are certain cards in tarot which are symbolic of astrology. It's all interrelated. Okay, so my earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. First card I'm pulling is the Lovers in reverse. So I've got the Lovers in reverse. Now in tarot, the Lover card does not mean the lovers. It is really a card. I have a book under here because that light is driving me nuts. If I put this over this way, you got to fix that in the studio, Bob. The Lovers card, when you look at the Lovers card, and it's in reverse now, but if you look at it right side up, The Lovers card is the two lovers, and they have a mountain between them. And then if you look at the top of the card, sorry, the camera's there. You look at the top of the card, it's Archangel. So this means that this couple is protected, but there's an obstacle. And it's in reverse, which means that it probably is in the past because it's the first card I picked. So you figure it's probably in reverse, in the past. All right. And then the next card is the Seven of Pentacles, which in this spread, if the lovers are in reverse, it means that the obstacle between the lovers is past. The obstacle between the lovers is something that is no longer, because this is a card of abundance. And the Seven of Pentacles, if you look at all those coins, pentacles are coins in the tarot. So this means hard work is paying off. He's looking at all the work he has to do, but he's glad he has the abundance. So for you guys, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, my earth signs, this is about some kind of relationship, because I got the lovers. The obstacle that was in the relationship these past months is now ebbing. Okay, it's going. Next card I'm picking is the King of Swords. So this is also about the relationship. The male is stepping up now. King of Swords is like a business boss. He's somebody that's really great in business, organized. He's stepping up. He's taking the responsibility. So whatever the obstacle was, he's admitting it. He's saying, look, I have to fix this with you. We have to work on this. This is for my earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Next card I'm picking in is the Ace of Swords. So they're telling me a story. So there was an obstacle. The lovers in reverse, we got that card. There's an obstacle in the relationship. Then I got the Seven of Pentacles, which is an abundance card, a hard work paying off. So you had an obstacle. You worked on it together. The King of Swords came in as the partner and said, I'm going to take responsibility. I'm going to step up and do what I have to do. And now what comes in is this beautiful card, which is the Ace of Swords, which is also very symbolic because we've got, let me get rid of this. We've got very symbolic because we've got the King of Swords there, right? So now we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, when you look at it, is one of the best cards in the deck for benevolence, for luck, for love, for everything. It is all new beginning. It means that like the hand of God is handing you this beautiful chalice sword. It's got this new growth on it, new leaves. So this is about the relationship is now rejuvenated, reborn, and coming in. And this is about somebody really stepped up and took care of the obstacle. So kudos to you. And now let's see what the soul card does to confirm the readings for my earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And it could also be a business partner. Even though it was a lover's card, it's a partnership of any kind. So let's see. They tell me to pick this card. Okay, well, you're the fire horse. So if you look at this card, I'm going to put it here by the camera. If you look at this card, sorry guys, I'm not very good at doing things backwards. This is a beautiful card. You've got someone riding almost like Pegasus. You see like a fire type of horse and this beautiful light being on it. This is absolutely like a baptism, the same as the Ace of Swords in the tarot. This is really like light coming into your life, something changing for the better, and something really coming in to give you all new energy. Sky's the limit. Fly, ride your beautiful fire horse, and it's all rainbow colored. An angel, there's a beautiful angel wing in the card. So you've got a great reading, my earth signs. Okay, my fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. What have we got for you? I'm going to shuffle these really, really good because there's a lot of energy in these cards tonight. See me shuffling. Okay, my fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. Okay. Over. So my first card for my fire signs is the Queen of Wands, and she's a fire lady. So we've got the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands in tarot, you can see her beautiful red hair. She is on fire. She is actually emblematic of the fire signs. So it's really appropriate that I got this. And even though she's Queen of Wands and feminine energy, you know, we all have masculine and feminine within us. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a lady. But yeah, Queen of Wands is on fire tonight. My next card is the Eight of Wands, which wands are movement. So this fire sign, you fire signs with 8 planets in Aries, hate to tell you, the Aries out there probably can't even sit still. But and I know because my partner is Aries rising, and he's been like the Energizer Bunny. I'm like, I think I just need like some time. Can't catch up. So we've got this beautiful fire energy in the Queen of Wands, and then all this movement. The tarot is really telling us about this fire energy that we talked about in the beginning of the show. So what I'm going to say, I don't know what this next card is going to be, but I guarantee it will be something about movement or impulsivity or new energy or awakening or emerging, because that is the energy. And we've got the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles, and it was in reverse, so it means it hasn't happened yet. But the Five of Pentacles is like this card where the people are out in the snow and they're like in deprivation, and they are looking down and they can't see the beautiful light and abundance in the window above them. If they just look up, they would see all of this abundance. So for my fire signs, I think what this is telling us is that you've got to ground. You know, sometimes when we're rushing around and doing too much too fast, like I said in the top of the show, we forget to smell the flowers. We miss what's really important. And I think in an energy like this, for you, there's so much energy circulating in fire right now for my fire signs that you got to slow down. Like you don't want to be like these people. These people are going to be forever in detriment. These two, kind of hobo type people with injuries. The guy's got like his leg and a cast and all this stuff. They're missing what's really important in life, which is going to church, worship, get abundance, feed your spirit, etc. Next card is, I'm sorry I'm laughing, but the next card is the Eight of Swords, and it's pretty much, they're like reinforcing repeating themes. This person in the Eight of Swords is surrounded by swords, tied up, held back. What am I going to do? This is horrible. It's so bad. But what they don't realize is all they have to do is walk forward. They are not entrapped. This is a self-imposed prison. Even though they can't see, we have to believe in the things that are unseen. And fire energy a lot of times is, doubting Thomases. Like, unless they see it, they don't believe it. They can be very much an energy where they have to experience it in order to really think it's real. This card is showing us, don't look down, look up, see all of life, see the possibility. This card is saying to us, just walk forward, put one foot in front of the other, have a strategic plan. Don't be running around willy-nilly or being pessimistic and thinking that, well, unless I see it with my own eyes, it doesn't really exist. This person's blindfolded, but freedom is just taking a step forward. Sometimes we have to believe in the unseen in order to find our freedom. And that's what this card is saying to us. That's my fire signs, Sag, Aries, Leo. And then we've got the Chariot, proving what I just said to be true, because this is your confirmation. The Chariot card means you're moving forward. If you can let go of all your prior conditioning and go into a space where you're open, anything is possible within a strategic way, use the framework of Saturn and Aries to give you your structure, then you can move forward. The Chariot card is the card where the car's been idling at the curb, and now you're going to hit the gas and you're going to go forward. But you have a plan, you have an idea, you have strategy. And that is for my fire signs. This is very much about not being impulsive. It's very much about also not being pessimistic and thinking, well, nothing's real unless my fire touches it. No, this is about finding the way, finding the common sense way to translate what could be chaos into strategy. And I'm going to pick a soul card for my fire signs for this month, confirm this reading. Wouldn't it be funny if we got a card with like a lot of fire on it? Okay, they're telling me to pick this card. I'm sorry, I keep laughing tonight. It's just, everything's just so like whimsical. So this is our soul card for tonight. This beautiful angel. And if you look at the person in this, what are they doing? They're surrendering. So fire signs, stop trying to control everything. Stop trying to it's not real unless I actually see it with my own eyes and touch it and feel it and taste it. Stop trying to push against life, my fires. Just surrender. Let it happen. Trust God. The universe is much more wise and loving than we ever will be. And there you go. Surrender. You've got a beautiful angel right behind you. All right. So try and just be a little bit more this month instead of burning out of control. And then finally, I've got my water signs. Love my water signs. Water signs, all the crap that you've been going through for the last 14 years. Now Neptune's out of your sign. Saturn's out of your sign. Everything's in Aries now. So my Pisces get a little break. Scorpio and Cancer, not so much. Just kidding. Cancer is a great year for you. It has been because you've had Cancer in your sign. You've had Jupiter in your sign in Cancer. And it's going to move now. It's going to go into Leo soon. But you've had a lot of luck this year, my Cancer, so you can't complain. All right. And Scorpio, the good news is that Uranus will no longer be opposing your sign. It's going into Gemini. It's been in Taurus for 7 years. So my water signs are getting a little bit more easy. And for you Pisces out there, clarity. Clarity every day, more clarity. Okay. I'm going to cut these a little bit because I want to make sure that we mixed them up. All right. My water signs. First card is sleepless nights, babies. What's the matter? Come on. All those planets left you. Can you sad? No. So something is worrying you. This is sleepless nights. It is the Nine of Swords. And what I'm going to say to you is you have nothing to be sleepless about, because the moral of this card is there's all this darkness. This is a card that shows us that we kind of torture ourselves with our thoughts. Our mind will always lie to us, by the way. The heart always tells the truth. The body never lies. The mind always lies to us. So you have all this blackness and the swords, and this person can't sleep, right? But if you look at the blanket, it's full of roses. We're protected. We have insulation. We have a guiding, loving universe, and whatever you call your higher power. Mine is spirit, God. So don't lose sleep. The universe is taking care of everything for you. You can sleep tight. Next card is the Sun. This is the health card. What's going to happen if you don't, just let yourself relax and let go of the BS and let the universe take care of you and have faith, is you're going to get sick. Because the Sun card is the health card, and when it's next to this card of the Swords, it can really be like, get checked, go to the doctor. Not that anything's seriously wrong with any of my water signs, but stress. It's just stress from this lack of sleep. Next card is very competitive energy. This is the Five of Swords. It's in reverse, which means to me, this is an energy that's been around a while, but it's still around. It's going to dissipate this month, I can guarantee that. But this Swords is competition. It's like a battle. You're getting weary of the battle. The battle's been going on a long time for these water signs. And this is an energy of sleepless nights, the battle going on. You got to let it go. Let the universe take care of it. Stay in reality. We're going to have that reality check around April 20th. This is the health card. Make sure you're feeling better by taking control of your emotions. It's hard to control our emotions this month, especially with Mars, Neptune transiting each other. Our instinct is to retreat, protect ourselves, but we've got to deal with reality. Next card is the Knight of Pentacles. This is a knight coming in to, I'm having so much trouble with these cards tonight, Bob. This is the Knight of Pentacles, is the energy coming in, giving you a message that is stability. It's something that comes in and shows you that you're capable of changing the situation in your mind, in your own life. It's not dependent on other people. No matter what's going on in the world, we can be in a healthy and good mindset if we really, really work at it. And then after that, I've got the Emperor. This is a stable person. This is someone who's like a father to us. It is someone who comes in and shows us the way, shows us, listen, you've had the keys to the kingdom the whole time. All you have to do is go into yourself and have your own inner stability. The Emperor can also be a woman, someone in your life who gives you that inner stability and shows you the way of reigning your own emotions, being sovereign over yourself. So this is an energy that I feel like my water signs are having a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of unease, but the universe is trying to protect you and bring you into a place where you are in good health. You just have to really release the torture you're doing to yourself in your mind. Okay. And then I'm going to pick another card. This is the future. And this is you looking out at the world and everything is in balance and well. I'm going to pick a soul card to confirm this reading. I'm really feeling the disturbance. Like for my water signs, it's almost like went to the ocean yesterday and the waves were really, really high. I guess that was very windy Saturday night. And I guess there was a storm offshore. And I went and I saw the water was very turbulent, and that's what I'm feeling for my water signs right now, but it's temporary. It's not going to last. I feel like you have control over how much turbulence is there going to be, especially my Cancers, because Jupiter might be really amplifying this month, but it's not going to stay that way because the signs change. So choose healing over discord is what I want to say, especially around the 20th of the month. After that new moon in Aries, the moon's going to travel into the other signs and it's going to reach Cancer, and then it's going to go into Scorpio on the 30th. So it's all in the water signs. And if you have a conversation with someone and it feels like an attack, don't just withdraw. Communicate what's real. It's not about the fight. It's not about the argument. It's about what's underneath it. And we all have to get into that inner stability and inner edge. So I picked this card. This card shows, it's really funny because I was just talking about the moon. This card, the soul card for me, if I interpret this, it's somebody who's really kind of climbing the mountain. But if you look, there is, almost looks like Venus or the moon up there. And I feel like there's angel wings around it. It's almost like, sometimes we're in the depth, we're in the hell realm, we're in the underworld, right? Very Plutonian. But there's always light, and I always say when we're in a shadow, there's never only darkness. There's always light, because if we're in a shadow, there's light somewhere. That's what a shadow is. It needs light to be a shadow. So take this with you and realize that this is absolutely going to bring you to light. Any darkness that you're in right now, any turbulence that you're feeling, it's actually going to be a cleansing. This is a cleansing for you. Just, you've got to choose healing over discord. Again, we started out the program and I was saying with all the fire energy, how we have to really watch our words and watch our actions. We all don't have to go into the conflict. A lot of times we can resolve conflict just by being contemplative within ourselves and letting go and releasing the negativity, the anger, the jealousy, the frustration, the envy, the hatred, whatever we're feeling, and come to a place of stillness and quiet. And in that we open, and then we can resolve and heal. Especially this month, because one of the planets that's in Aries is Chiron, which is the planet of our healing and our wounds. And all of the planets in Aries are going to touch that Chiron place in the chart as they move through Aries. So it's a really beautiful and beneficial time when we can find the healing that we have been struggling for so very long. And healing doesn't come from the other. Healing comes from within ourselves and our own inner stability. Sometimes we don't have to have a conversation with someone that we think, oh, we need closure or whatever. We just have to work it through in our minds and give ourselves that own closure. And in that way, we choose healing over conflict. And so I think we can all get to that place, especially in beautiful meditations or any place that we want to be. So I'm just going to say goodnight to everybody. I did the general readings today. That's just what the energy felt like for me. I'm going to say goodnight to Joanne, Sarah, Cheryl, everybody who's on and out there and too shy to comment. Please, if you have not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that. We're going to be doing lives from there shortly. Also, if any of this resonated with you and has made you curious, which is going to be the energy for the next 7 years once Uranus goes into Gemini, we're all going to be super curious about everything. If it's made you curious, you can always book a personal reading, either tarot or an astrology chart reading, or a mediumship reading on my website, zencuda.com, Zencuda. You can book right on the site there and you'll have a private reading with me. All of our readings are recorded, so you actually get to watch that over time and time again. And usually most of my clients do see me at least every 6 months or a year, or if not more, to go over their transits and what the energy's bringing in. Beautiful time. Sarah, I love you. I'm sending you nothing but hearts. I'm going to send those up to you now because I know that you have a little bit of a rough time. And I'm going to promise everyone out there, if we can take some time to go into stillness, go into contemplation, and find a beautiful heart energy instead of being in our heads all the time, we're going to find peace and we're going to find healing. So I'm sending that out to all of you tonight. I'll see you next Monday night live at 7 p.m. If you like this show, it resonated with you, share it with your friends, put it on your page. Love you all. Good night.